this new edition of the 10 Best Mods of the Year 2025. Once again, the year has come to an end. A rather special year. Well, we had a lot of new ones, high-quality mods, and updates from others. And we even had big surprises like the news from them. Dawn was 2 and the sequel to Ice and Fire. So, if we think this year was amazing, the next one promises to be one of the best for the modding community. And well, before we begin, let's review the rules as in previous editions. As always, all mods that are considered, the items in this video must have been released this year. Mosquitoes may have been created in previous years. We'll be able to participate, but we will only take into account the content of this year's updates. Rule 2. It's not the quantity that matters, but the quality. We will be taking much more into account here. The project is also done. And rule number 3. The top will be based on 3 important points: originality, popularity, and quality of the project. So, having said all that, it is a pleasure for me to introduce you to position number 10. Ranked number 10 among the best 2025 mods, and one of the most recent ones in this video. We have Fathomless Crimson, an epic horror-themed mini-boss mod. Moving completely away from this genre with simple creatures that will appear out of nowhere to give you a scare. And yes, from time to time we'll have something like this. But that's just a small part, complement to the content it offers. Now for our world. New structures may appear, like a cemetery, abandoned, and a mysterious red tower. And, as you can imagine, it will be full of the new ones, enemies of the creature's mod. Terrifying, with a monstrous appearance, along with the first mini boss we must defeat, leaving us with a good first impression of everything we'll be seeing next. On the other hand, we will have the Devoted, a kind of gentleman, demonic with enormous red eyes, accompanied by his magic sword and psychic powers. But if we're talking about creatures, we'll have the undaunted creepy ones. An aberrant creature with the appearance of a deer, possessing great speed and strength, in addition to the ability to give you the darkness effect. If we manage to defeat him, you will be rewarded with a bonus chest with a lot of minerals and various materials. And speaking of, these will be quite useful for creating new improved weaponry, in addition to others interesting amulets to improve your character throughout the adventure. For this and many other reasons, it makes it deserving of being considered one of the best and more promising projects this year. Ranked number 10, Fathomless Crimson. Not bad to start this evening, no, to do a project which is still in phase. The truth is, the beta version is quite well done, especially in their animations and other details such as its history. An excellent combination, horror mod with RPG adventure. But enough about it. What do you think if we continue with the next position? In 9th place, we have one of the heavyweights with us. A legend to this day, which is still considered one of the best mods of history. We're talking about Mousy's mobs. This year, including an update. Quite striking and above all revolutionary. Well, it was easy, simply add a new enemy to be able to defeat, and that's it. In this case, the project couldn't afford to do the same. The Sculptor. It will be a peaceful creature that will live in an ancient monastery at the top of the mountains, having an incredible ability to manipulate the earth, giving us one of the most complicated challenges, but at the same time, fun to climb in this dangerous. Parkour will not be an easy task, because the slightest mistake could cost you your life. But once you complete it, he will be rewarded with the Earth Gauntlet. But we will disappear before we do, in the most epic way possible. This gauntlet will allow us to manipulate the Earth at our whim. How to extract blocks of Earth and rock and use them to fight. In some cases, even, in order to be able to move. Something like short means of transport. And move underground, as if we were some kind of drill. In addition to this update, we will also have a new armor set, each one of Geomancer, possessing a special skill, which will further enhance the powers of the new glove. In my opinion, one of the best updates of this year's mods. Mowzy's mobs ranked number 9. After a long period of inactivity, who would have thought that Mowzy's mobs? We would be surprised by an update like this. It's normal that it continues to be one of the MODs most loved by the community. Or at least according to the community that knows about mods. We already know what happened to Barracoa because of from Twitter, and even also, this year they tried to release a mod plushie. Just like what happened with other projects such as Ribbons. Unfortunately, it did not receive enough support. So we can say it was a somewhat eventful year. Bittersweet for Mowzy's. But hey, the show must go on. Now, let's move on to the next position. In position number 8 we have a Kaleidoscope Cookery. Possibly the best food mod that came out this year. And the truth is, we have to be honest to create a food mod today. The fact that it doesn't depend on Farmer's Delight is practically a miracle, but what it does, deserving of inclusion on this list. It's the fact of taking everything that Farmer's Delight does and improve it in their own way. Well, like any good food mod, will have their respective ingredients in this case. Staple crops, some even, and can be used as decoration. So far so good. Nothing is strange or different. Unless clear, let's talk about their new tables and tools now. All ovens must be turned on with a lighter. We can serve them with a pot or a pan, respectively. But here we will have to have much better control with food. Other artifacts that, besides looking great, they will be quite useful. In the kitchen, it will be the vessel, responsible for storing our oil inside. This is so it can be used in the pot or pan. A new kind of grill, rotating that will work with redstone grinding boards. Much more realistic and eye-catching when cutting. Fish fillets. And of course, we can't forget the mill. An incredible piece of machinery to achieve. Flour and oil. All this when connected to a horse. Who will now work for us? Without a doubt, an incredible mod that's here to stay. And possibly, to face it, to the titan of Farmer's Delight who has been around for so many years, leading in kitchen mods. Kaleidoscope Cookery, number 8. I won't lie to you, people had my doubts about it. Add the mod to the list. But the more he investigated and discovered its good details, I must admit that it exceeded my expectations. If it's better than Farmer's Delight, well, at least I would say that on its own it is slightly superior. But sadly, the battle is lost when recalling the amount. This has an insane number of add-ons. But hey, at least there were plenty of laughs. So, with that said, it's time to continue. So, let's move on to the next position. In 9th place, we will have one of the most underrated pet mods. But at the same time more complete. We're talking about adorable hamster pets. Now for our world, this new type of creature will be able to be generated. Hamsters, depending on the biome in which they are generated, their colors will be different, having up to a total of 70 new variants. These will have a lot of details and mechanics when domesticated. From being able to transport them in our shoulder, defend ourselves in battle against other dangers, and rest in their little nests. But this is just the tip of the iceberg, since we will be able to launch to our hamster as if they were projectiles, causing a huge amount of damage. If they look at a valuable object, they'll rob him if he's lying on the floor, and they will escape from you with the intention of playing. But if you manage to reach them, they will return it to you. In other more useful mechanics, this will warn of the danger of creepers. This is in case anyone has detected us. But its true potential will be the one about finding diamonds, being excellent trackers that will show the way to them, in the purest style of a truffle pig. So that's why, and for many other details, more has been gained by far. Position number 7, Not bad, right? It might look like a small mod. It's a compliment, and that's it. In fact, when I did my review a few months ago, it didn't have as many details as it does now. Which shows us that we shouldn't judge a book by its cover, because this mode hides quite a few secrets. But if I were to start talking about them, obviously, the video would take too long. But anyway, I won't keep you any longer, so let's get on with it. For the next position, in 6th place we have the one that is possibly currently the best fishing themed mod. There have been others who do it their own way, such as legendary aquaculture, which will add new legendary weaponry, or even others that take inspiration from other games, like Stardew fishing, literally being a kind of port. For Minecraft, and at least for me, the only one who managed to understand perfectly the concept of fishing is Starcatcher, taking the best of fishing mechanics and other mods, combining it perfectly with extremely playable, addictive, and fun, with a kind of puzzle, making it harder for you to catch the fish. And speaking of, we will have a huge variety of new fish that we can get, fishing in different biomes, forcing us to travel in search of them. And as if that weren't enough, what could be more epic than having the ability to fish in the Nether? All of this can be documented in a new fishing book, with data on fish and statistics about them. Like its weight and size, we will basically be collecting and collecting fish as if it were an album. Something that not only it will complement your adventure, but it will also even be useful. In addition to the mode, will reward your progress with their respective trophies, in addition to being able to customize your fishing rod with other types of hooks and bait. It all depends on your needs. So, if you're looking for the ultimate fishing mod, this one will definitely not disappoint. Number 6, Starcatcher. I honestly would have loved to go up a few more spots for this mod, but I must be honest, the mods we'll see below are quite superiors. I'm also telling you now that if it continues like this, has the potential to return the ultimate fishing mod. I seriously can't believe that. Mohan, don't do anything with the fishing mechanics. Sorry, I'm getting excited. What do you, if we get rid of this bad taste in our mouths? Continuing with the next mod. In 5th place, we have one of the Boss's motorcycles, most striking of recent years. We're talking about Boss's Rise, an interesting project that in its time, he was in everyone's sights. More specifically, for its incredible designs and animations. And it's possible, one of the best aspects it will have. These are the Boss cinematics. Something that I dare say no other. With the same theme, it possesses the same level of combat today. They'll be quite entertaining, thanks to the addition of the new dodge mechanic, making the fights more frantic and fun. We will have a total of 4 new bosses on the way. Sandworm, a huge monster with jaws, poisonous that will move quickly underground. The Yeti, a powerful frozen monster with powerful blows, extremely powerful, and with the ability to freeze you. In addition to possessing great agility in combat. The Infernal Dragon that will dwell, a gigantic tower full of warrior skeletons that will avoid all. It costs you to reach him, the Infernal Dragon. It will give you one of the most challenging battles, where you will even be in danger of falling from the tower constantly. So it's best to go well prepared and with slow fall potions. And finally, we will have the Knight of the Underworld, the most powerful warrior, and with the toughest armor, enduring all kinds of attacks and being seemingly invincible. It's less clear that you'll succeed. Tire him out and find a sweet spot. A fairly complete mod, and which will undoubtedly be of great quality in each of its sections. Rank number 5, Boss Rise. And before you ask me, no is for Bedrock. Sorry, I had to make the joke, but I'm serious now. They don't get the feeling that this mod was created for Minecraft Bedrock. I have a feeling that it could easily be. A marketplace add-on is also available. This could be the reason why he's not entirely convinced by the mod. But one thing doesn't negate the other. The mod is incredibly well done. But if it's not higher in other positions, It's just that, at least in my opinion, it's missing something. Perhaps more equipment drops. That enemies leave behind. When they die, they leave something to be desired. So I would say that this would be its only point. Low but good. It's time to continue. Now, let's move on to the next position. In fourth place we have one of the best prehistoric mod projects. And at the same time more interesting. We're talking about Blast from the Past. A mod that, in the words of many, it is the essence of a new Alex's Caves. Which speaks quite well of the quality of this mod, especially for its incredible models and animations. Vanilla now for our world. A new type of frozen biome can be generated, which will be inhabited by interesting creatures of the past, inspired by Ice Age movies by. Therefore, we will have both the saber-toothed squirrels that will adore, climb trees to feed on pine cones, which will be his favorite food. Dodos, small, feathered, and clumsy creatures, walking the dangerous. Spear-toothed tigers that will be able, camouflaging itself to stalk its prey, making it almost impossible to escape from them. And finally, the jewel in the crown. The mighty frost emperors, a curious variant of the mammoth that evolved to adapt completely to extremely cold climates. To be in this new place and learn from their new creatures. It's quite a pleasant experience, since they will have small details and stories that one won't notice at first glance. Just as clear from the collection of new materials and tools. The mod is quite complete from every angle. And above all, highly recommended. Blast from the Past, ranked number 4. Wow, what an interesting mod. Now I see why they compared so much to Alex's Caves and the creator, like many others. He's quite a fan of this project. And well, meanwhile, Wiro returns from the bathroom. Have you heard of timeshares? Hey, wait, what did you say? Oops, I'm leaving. Wow, that was strange. I just hope I haven't tried to do that. Sell nothing. People, we finally arrived to the last 3 places in this video. The mods we'll see next. They are the best of the best this year. So, without further ado, let's move on to the next position. In third place we have El Modsweet Calamity, an incredible project inspired by the legendary Candylands mod, and even taking it to a new level. Being a combination of a Dimension mod and an RPG adventure. Well, to progress, first we must find the pastry chef villager. Well, after telling us some things about him, she will leave us her recipe book, and that they will need increasingly valuable objects. If we manage to complete the book, we will be rewarded with the candy bottle. This being the key to achieving. Enter the new sweet dimension. A dimension very different from anything seen before, and coming with a sugar overload mechanic, in which if you eat too many sweet things, you will experience negative effects, although you can easily lower it if you start running, and you'll say it's okay if I don't eat things. Sweets, and that's it. But it's not that simple, because there will be enemies who will attack you. Everything you eat will turn into sweet things. In this dimension, in order to progress, you will need to go in search of the new tablets being able to be found in structures that will appear in all the biomes of this world. Some simpler than others. But the main objective will be to explore for each one of them and learn about everything it will be offering, including its dangers. Well, once you achieve, collect each of the tablets in one of the mansions in the Chocolate Forest. In the dark, you can summon the dangerous Sweet Witch. And don't let its size fool you, because it will have some pretty dangerous tricks. When she is defeated, she will leave us the magic dust. And that's because, in addition to be useful to us for the creation of new tools like the long-range potion, and be able to bounce with the candy boots. With this same powder, now, you will finally be able to create Ender's Eyes. A small mod change that will increase, even more difficult, and progression of your world. And that's why, and much more than that makes it one of the best adventure mods of this year. Sweet Calamity ranked number 3. Without a doubt, one of the best projects that have come out in this 2025. And it came out at the beginning of this. So that you can see that it's not just I am taking into account mods that came out in recent months. It even has some extra merit. That this has been created by someone from Latin America. Which, by the way, he even created a kind of review of the mod, showing the great care and work that went into this project. Little by little, the mod creators of Spanish-speaking countries are becoming more important. Such is the case of the mod that we will see next. In second place, we have the Companions mod. One of the best known and best projects received this year. Due to its interesting theme, varied enough to delight almost any player. Starting with the fact that now they will have been added to our world more than 15 different new creatures, each one improving the gameplay in its own way. To give some examples, we have the minions, a species of demons that will inhabit the nether, and which we managed to domesticate. Now, they will have a curious feature of changing, depending on the dimension in which they are found. This will even affect the form of power. Defend yourself in combat, being practically a completely different creature. Cornelius the Frog. This will be another of the most striking examples of this mod. Well, if we feed it with a bee, now it will be at our service. Being able to play blackjack with him and win in return some extra coins. This is, of course, in the event that we win. And that, by the way, those coins, they can be used to exchange with him, making him bring his friends to protect us. And depending on the currency we use, we'll be bringing a frog with different abilities. Being one of the creatures more broken in this mod, or in this case, my favorite creature, the Dragon Croissant, a friendly creature that will be born from a strange egg. Once domesticated with milk, it will accompany us, and having the curious ability to spit milk to the enemies. And well, this won't do any harm, making it not to attract the attention of enemies. It may weaken them with negative effects. And in the event that it falls on us, the effects will be positive, said. Effects may also vary depending on the type of armor that she is wearing. Yes, as you can see, it's not just a mod of cute creatures, and that's it. Each having a lot of utilities and mechanics that we will be able to exploit to our benefit, not being too complex and fun to use. And of course, how could it be otherwise? This mod will also add his own boss, and obviously, it will be no less than other creatures. And that's why, and much more, that this mod is more than earned to be considered one of the best mods of this year. Second place, Companions. So, what did you think? I think we can all agree that this was one of the most outstanding this year, and even today it is one of the best modern creature mods. And mind you, it's not just me saying this. Even the pager, Cursor Forge, doesn't waste any time and uses its characters for all types of promotions, alongside other giants like the Ribbits mod. Create White Golem's overhaul. The truth is that it's a very comprehensive project from any angle you look at it. And as I said, I'm very happy to see that the community, Latina finally, it is being taken much more into account. But well, the time has come to visit to this year's winner, the #1 spot that everyone came to see. And to present it, I have duly brought a special guest. Please give a big round of applause for Kikas.
Thank you so much, Wira. It's a great for me to be here. Well, for those who don't know me, I also make mod videos, and I'm currently part from the development team of projects like Nether SX or Dungeon, now loading in the art section. But that's enough of me. Before showing first place, I have the honor of highlighting some mentions. Honorary. Dungeon's Delight is a Farmer's Edition add-on. Delight that will allow you create new delicious dishes with the monsters and objects that I find in their underground exploration. Unusual Prehistory 2. It will allow you to bring back to life multiple prehistoric entities believed to be extinct, having to dig up and process the different fossils that I discover. Cataclysm. already known with its update of the Acropolis with an enormous structure floating, mixing a combat full of entities with marine and electrical capabilities. Cobbleman, with its update that adds 130 new Pokémon. Some of them are amazing mounts, in addition to new kitchen accessories that completely change the game. Primal adds new animals, while maintaining their vanilla style have features that will make you feel the exploration of their world much more lively and dynamic. Scientific Nature plans to bring its world various prehistoric creatures, having already launched its first beta content. It looks very promising, although there is still a long way to go, wanting to add everything they have planned. Pretty Rain manages to improve the environmental aesthetics with weather events such as rain, heavy snowfall with new sandstorms, making each biome feel more unique and genuine. Toxiny immerses us in an experience completely new, related to poison, with multiple dangerous mechanics where good use. The poison may bring you amazing rewards. More critters. It adds a bunch of new entities, unique in their world, each one with its own catalog of attacks and features, combat enrichment, exploration, and sense of adventure of their departure. Final Zondo Conto% the dungeon now loading, which adds a huge temple full of challenges, enemies and pits, plus an epic and amazing final showdown against the heads of the structure. Those being the mentions, honorary awards this year, and what a great year it was for the community. Thanks again. Thanks to Wiro for giving me this lovely opportunity. I'll leave you with him. Discover the best mod of this year.
Introducing the Alien Evolution mod. A project created March 18, 2025. First, without drawing too much attention, because it was thought that it would be another project, more trying to replicate what was known. Ben 10 added 1.12. But as time went on, this was improving, adding more aliens and with more skills in their repertoire. And they could have settled for that, with simple basic movements. Well, the models themselves were already on another level, just like the incredible animations, so realistic that the watch has. Each alien will have its own skill tree. And while we are together, continuing our adventure, we will unlock each one of them one by one. It needs to be compared with other projects, similarities not only to Ben 1.0, if not with other mods inspired by animated series. But if you think I'm exaggerating by putting it in first place, few products do more than just create a foundation of fans, because that's something every good mod can achieve over time. But this has become, in one of the few cases, in which it has been created, a community around this, with other mod creators that will improve the project, adding new mechanics and content from other aliens. Mods that add the mighty, very large Alien X, the transformations of the ultimate alien, and all or most, they'll be pretty well made. And the mod already has a lot of content, excellent and quite comprehensive. The seamless customization of your aliens and even small details like progression. Well, just like the series, we must advance in the original adventure in order to improve the skills we already have. And all this has been achieved in just 8 months. And they are already working. In the next, aliens and additions from the Alien Force sequel. So this is not the only reason we have one. The position as the best against the Ben 10 of all time, but also the winner to the best project created in 2025. So, well, I hope you have a nice day and a happy end of the year, because we'll be seeing each other in the next video. Bye.